Okay, picture this. The alarm blares at 8:15 a.m. That's a full 15 minutes after you were supposed to be awake.
Ugh, yeah, been there.
You smack the snooze button once, maybe twice, and the thoughts start racing before your eyes even really open. Did I finish that reading? What's actually due today?
That internal panic.
Exactly. Finally, you roll over, grab your phone, and the day begins. But not with any kind of intention. It's more like an assault, right?
You're feeling an assault.
Your screen just floods your half-awake brain. You've got frantic texts from a friend about some group project crisis.
Oh, yeah, the classic.
A news alert about something happening halfway across the world that, honestly, you can do nothing about right then. Then there's like a dozen super vibrant Instagram stories from a party you missed.
FOMO hits hard.
And maybe worst of all, an urgent email from a professor reminding you about that paper due tomorrow, the one you sort of forgot about.
Oof, yeah, the stomach drop.
So before your feet even hit the floor, your heart's racing. You're already feeling behind, already stressed, already just reacting, scrambling.
You're playing defense from minute one.
Yeah. You scramble to get dressed, maybe grab a granola bar you don't even taste, rush to class feeling frazzled, unprepared, and just totally adrift. Your day feels like it's been hijacked before it even really started.
And that feeling, that reactive, chaotic state, it feels like the default for so many students, doesn't it?
It really does. I mean, with shifting deadlines, demanding classes, trying to have a social life, the constant information overload, it feels inherently frantic.
We almost just accept it, like, well, this is just student life.
Right. But what if it didn't have to be that here?
Exactly. What if you could fundamentally change that feeling? What if, say, the first 30 minutes and the last 30 minutes of your day were completely, utterly yours?
Okay, I'm listening.
Imagine them as, like, sacred, protected time. Time designed purely to serve you and your well-being. That's the powerful alternative our sources are talking about. The concept of bookends for your day.
Bookends. I like that. So that's the mission for this deep dive then. We want to understand the profound power of routines.
Right. And not routines in that rigid, joyless, like military precision kind of way.
No, definitely not. We're thinking of them more as flexible tools that create structure. And that structure, maybe surprisingly, actually frees up your mental energy.
It gives you back a sense of control, which is huge when life feels chaotic.
Especially for students navigating all that stuff we mentioned. So we're going to unpack the science behind why these bookends actually work. And then the really practical bit, give you actionable strategies straight from our source material on how you can actually build them into your life.
Sounds good. Let's get into it.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Why do routines, these seemingly simple bookends for our day, actually have such, well, transformative power? The sources lay out some fascinating science. It's more than just, being tidy.
Yeah, it really gets down to how our brains function, especially under the kind of pressure students face. The first big thing is combating what psychologists call decision fatigue.
Decision fatigue. Okay, tell me more.
Well, think about your brain's willpower, its capacity for making choices. It's not infinite, right? It's more like a battery.
Like my phone battery, draining all day.
Exactly like your phone battery. Every small choice you make, what to wear, what to eat for breakfast, should I check that email now or later, each little decision drains that battery just a tiny bit.
I can see that adding up.
It does. So when you automate these recurring everyday choices through a routine, like knowing exactly what you do for the first 15 minutes of your day, you basically preserve that precious cognitive energy.
You save the battery.
You save the battery. So for a student, that means you have more mental horsepower left for the really important stuff, like actually understanding that complex theory in your textbook or coming up with creative solutions for a group project.
The deep work, not just the busy work.
Precisely. You're freeing up your best thinking for where it truly counts.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. It's not just about getting stuff done. It's doing the right stuff with your best energy. What else? What other brain benefits are there?
Secondly, routines are incredibly powerful for reducing anxiety and creating a vital sense of control.
Which, let's be honest, student life can feel pretty out of control sometimes.
Totally unpredictable. Right. You've got pop quizzes that seemingly come out of nowhere, a professor suddenly changes a deadline, maybe some unexpected social drama flares up.
Yeah, all of the above.
All that uncertainty can trigger this constant low-grade stress response. It keeps your nervous system kind of on edge.
Always waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Exactly. But a routine, That becomes your pocket of predictability in an unpredictable world. It's a sequence of events you can control.
Okay, I like that phrase, a pocket of predictability.
It offers this sense of stability, a grounding point.
Yeah.
And that predictability actually calms your nervous system. It sends a signal to your brain like, okay, I've got this part, there's an anchor here.
And that little bit of certainty can make a huge difference when everything else feels totally up in the air.
A massive difference.
Okay, so combats decision fatigue, reduces anxiety. And you also mentioned routines help build momentum and discipline. How does that work?
Yeah, it's all about building a positive feedback loop. Let's face it, willpower is fickle. It comes and goes.
Tell me about it.
It's incredibly hard to force yourself to study for 3 straight hours when you're feeling completely drained and unmotivated after a long day of classes.
Possible sometimes.
But completing a simple, achievable 15-minute morning routine, that feels doable, almost easy.
Yeah.
And here's the cool part. Each time you successfully complete a step in your routine, even a tiny one, you get a small, satisfying little dopamine hit of accomplishment in your brain.
The brain chemistry.
Exactly. This creates positive momentum. You carry that feeling of, I did the thing, into the rest of your day. It makes it significantly easier to then tackle those bigger, more daunting tasks.
Like starting that essay or prepping for that presentation.
Right. It's like a series of small wins that just snowball. They build on each other.
Okay, that's compelling. Small wins snowballing. I like that. But how do you even get started? Because the idea of adding another thing to do can feel overwhelming.
That leads us to probably the most important rule for building any routine, the one our sources really hammer home. Start ridiculously small.
Ridiculously small.
Seriously, like almost laughably small. Don't try to jump from 0 to some perfect 90-minute multi-step routine overnight. That's a recipe for burnout.
Right, you'll do it for 2 days and then quit.
Exactly. Your goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. Start with something super simple. Maybe just 10 minutes, maybe even 5 minutes.
Okay.
Once that tiny routine becomes an unbreakable habit, something you do almost without even thinking about it, then you can slowly, gradually add another small piece to it.
So it's like building a muscle. You don't start with the heaviest weights.
Perfect analogy. You start light, you focus on the consistency, just showing up every day. That's the crucial part.
Okay, I'm sold on the why. It makes sense.
Yeah.
So if we're convinced these bookends work, how do we actually start building them? Let's talk about mornings first, because for many, that's the biggest challenge.
It often is.
So if our morning sets the tone for the entire day, how do we make sure it's, proactive and positive instead of that chaotic scramble we painted at the beginning?
Well, this is where our sources offer a really foundational, maybe even radical first step for many people.
Okay.
The single most powerful move you can make is to stop letting your phone be the very first thing you interact with.
The phone. Knew it was coming.
It's the golden rule, no phone for the first 30 minutes. Think about it. When you wake up and immediately grab your phone, what are you doing?
Checking notifications,
Yeah.
emails, social media.
You're essentially inviting the entire world's agenda, all its demands, anxieties, distractions, straight into your brain before you've even had a chance to set your own intention for the day.
Wow. Yeah. That puts it starkly.
You're flooding your system with cortisol, that stress hormone, right from the get-go. You're letting other people's priorities dictate your mood and your focus before you're even fully awake.
Okay, logically, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
But practically, for a student, my phone is my alarm clock, it's my calendar, my connection to friends. How do you realistically break that habit? Is buying an old-school alarm clock the only answer?
It can definitely help. The absolute key is creating some physical separation.
Okay.
Put your phone across the room so you physically have to get out of bed to turn off the alarm. Use a real alarm clock if that works better for you. If you like waking up to music or a podcast on your phone, fine. But put it on airplane mode the night before so notifications can't sneak through.
Airplane mode. Good tip.
This simple act creates this crucial little buffer, this space. It's an opportunity for a truly intentional start. You're giving your brain a chance to gently wake up, to process its own thoughts before the digital floodgates open.
That space is where the potential is.
That's where the magic happens, yeah.
All right, so let's say you manage it. The phone is across the room, maybe on airplane mode.
Yeah.
What do you actually do with those precious first 10, 20, maybe 30 minutes? Our sources give a great menu of building blocks, right? Things you can pick and choose from.
Exactly. It's not one size fits all. It's about finding what resonates with you. We can group them into a few categories. First up, awaken the body.
Gently, I hope.
Yes, gently. The idea isn't to shock your system, just signal that it's time to wake up. One incredibly simple yet effective step is just to hydrate.
Water first thing.
Before coffee, before anything else, grab a full glass of water. Think about it. You've been asleep for hours. Your body is naturally dehydrated.
True.
This simple act kickstarts your metabolism, rehydrates your brain, which is mostly water, and even gets your digestive system moving. It's like giving your internal engine a clean splash of fuel to start the day.
You know, it sounds so basic, but I tried that, going straight for water instead of coffee, and it really does feel different, like a quieter good morning to yourself before the caffeine jolt.
It really does.
Yeah.
Then maybe add a gentle stretch. We're not talking a full hour of power yoga here. Just 5 minutes of simple movements. Touch your toes, reach your arms overhead, maybe a few neck rolls. It just sends blood flow to your muscles and your brain, waking you up gently, releasing that stiffness from sleep. It shouldn't feel like a chore.
Just loosening up.
Exactly. And if you're feeling a little more ambitious or need a bit more energy, you could add a tiny bit of move.
Okay, like what? A full workout?
No, not necessarily. It could be a short walk around your room or apartment. It could be 10 jumping jacks, a few push-ups, maybe just putting on one song you love and dancing around for 3 minutes.
Huh? I like the dancing option.
Right. Even that quick burst of movement releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals, and signals to your body, okay, the day has officially begun. Let's get some energy flowing. It's about building vitality without feeling wiped out before you even start.
Okay, body awake. Next category is about centering the mind, right? Because a calm mind is probably a more focused mind for studying.
Absolutely crucial. One really powerful option here is just a few mindful minutes.
Meditation. That can feel intimidating.
It doesn't have to be complicated. Just sit comfortably, maybe on the edge of your bed or a chair, and focus gently on your breath for, say, 2 to 5 minutes. The goal isn't to clear your mind. That's a myth that trips people up.
Oh, good. Because my mind doesn't clear easily.
Nobody's does. Instead, just notice your thoughts as they come and go without judging them, like watching clouds drift by. There are tons of apps like Headspace or Calm that have short, guided meditations perfect for beginners.
Just 2 to 5 minutes.
That's it. It's about creating a quiet pause, a mental buffer, before the noise of the day rushes in.
I can see the appeal, but let's be real. For a student feeling swamped, even 5 minutes of just sitting might feel like wasted time they could be using to check email or start reading. What's the actual payoff?
That's a really fair question, and it's a common mental hurdle. The payoff is huge, though. It translates to improved focus throughout the day, less reactivity when stressful things happen, and better emotional regulation. Those few minutes aren't wasted. Think of them as an investment in your mental clarity for the entire day. It's like a mental warm-up.
Okay, investment, not wasted time.
Yeah.
I get that. What are other options for centering the mind?
Something even quicker is the one-line journal. This is incredibly simple but effective.
One line.
Literally, grab a notebook or even a Post-it and write down just one thing you're grateful for or one positive intention for the day, like, today I will focus during my difficult lecture, or I'm grateful for my friend who helped me study.
How long does that take?
A minute.
60 seconds, tops. But our sources highlight how it powerfully frames your day with positivity and purpose right from the start. It shifts your mental state before the external world imposes its demands.
I like that. Quick and impactful. Any others?
For those who love learning, which, if you're a student, you probably do try read one page.
From a text? No, definitely not a textbook first thing. Pick a single page from a book that's inspirational or philosophical or maybe just fun and interesting, something totally unrelated to your coursework. It just exposes your brain to new ideas, sparks a little curiosity, gets the cognitive gears turning gently before they get bogged down in academic material. It's a quick dose of non-required enrichment.
A gentle mental warm-up. Okay, so we've awakened the body, centered the mind. What's the last piece for the morning?
The third category is all about strategically planning the day, getting a handle on what's ahead.
Right. Makes sense. Where do you start?
Our sources really emphasize starting by identifying your MIT, your most important task for the day.
MIT, okay.
Look at your to-do list, your schedule, everything you can do, and pinpoint the one thing that, if you accomplish it, will make you feel the most productive and make the biggest difference.
So not just the urgent thing, but the important thing.
Exactly. Knowing your MIT gives you immediate clarity and focus. It becomes your North Star for the day, helping you cut through the noise of 100 other less important tasks.
That seems really useful for prioritizing. What else for planning?
Well, our sources also mention something almost laughably simple called the 2-minute tidy. Any guesses what that involves?
Uh, Tidying for 2 minutes? Maybe making your bed?
Bingo! Just making your bed. It sounds trivial, right?
A little bit, yeah. My mom would approve, but
But the magic is in the immediate sense of accomplishment. It's a small victory, first thing. It creates a visual sense of order, signals, my day has begun and I've already achieved something. It sets a positive, orderly tone.
okay, I can see that. A small win to start.
And finally, a quick planner glance. Just open your planner, your calendar app, whatever you use, and take 60 seconds to review your schedule for the day.
Just a quick look.
Yeah, it prevents those awful, oh shoot, I have that meeting in 10 minutes moments. It helps you mentally prepare for what's coming. You're proactive, not reactive to your own schedule.
Okay, these building blocks are great. Hydrate, stretch, move, mindful minutes, journal, read, MIT, tidy, planner glance. Lots to choose from.
You don't do all of them. You pick a few that appeal to you.
Right. And to make it even more concrete, the sources gave a couple of sample routines, like actual blueprints.
Yeah, they're helpful starting points.
First was the 10-minute power start, designed for maximum impact, minimum time. Walk us through that one.
Okay, so wake up, immediately drink that glass of water. Takes maybe a minute. Then 5 minutes of gentle stretching, maybe by a window. And while you're stretching, you could think of that one thing you're grateful for.
Combining blocks, nice.
Exactly. Then spend 2 minutes quickly reviewing your planner or calendar for the day ahead. And finally, 2 minutes to make your bed. Boom, 10 minutes.
Simple, fast, hits body, mind, and planning.
It's a sequence of small, intentional acts that add up.
And then there was a slightly longer one, the 25-minute foundation. This one felt like it built in more space.
Yeah, this is for when you're ready to expand a bit. It starts similarly. Wake up, hydrate 1 minute, then maybe a 5-minute guided meditation using an app to really center your mind.
Okay.
After that, take 3 minutes to open a journal and quickly write down your most important task for the day. Get it clear in your head.
MIT identified.
Then maybe get dressed in workout clothes and do a brisk 15-minute walk outside, or follow a quick YouTube workout video. Get the body moving more significantly.
So that's 1 plus 5 plus 3 plus 15. 24 minutes.
Right. And then, and only then, as you're maybe making breakfast, do you allow yourself to check your phone.
Ah, see? That no phone rule is key. It creates that whole protected space before the world rushes in.
It really does. It's about consciously designing your morning, not just letting it happen to you.
Okay, powerful stuff for the morning. But routines are bookends, right? So we need to talk about the other end of the day.
Absolutely. If morning routines are about launching your day with intention, night routines are all about ensuring a gentle, restorative landing.
Which raises the question, how do we actually signal to our bodies and minds that it's truly time to rest and recharge, especially after a demanding student day, not just collapsing into bed exhausted?
That's the core challenge, isn't it? The goal of a night routine is really to decelerate the mind, significantly boost your sleep quality, and make sure you wake up feeling genuinely rested, not just because the alarm forced you awake.
Yeah, because we all know how the chaos of the day, intense studying, maybe a part-time job, social stuff, it can fall you right into bed.
Yeah.
Your mind is still racing even when your body is tired.
Your brain is trying to process everything, solve problems, replay conversations. Not ideal for sleep.
Not at all. So what's the key for the evening? Is there a golden rule like the morning's no phone?
There absolutely is. And it's closely related. It's the digital sunset.
Digital sunset. I like the sound of that.
It's critical for good sleep. The blue light emitted from our phones, laptops, tablets, it's not just bright light. It actively mimics daylight.
Oh, right. I've heard about blue light.
It tricks your brain into suppressing the production of melatonin. That's the hormone your body naturally produces to signal, hey, it's nighttime, time to wind down and get sleepy.
So screen time literally tells your brain, stay awake.
Pretty much. And beyond the blue light, think about what you're doing on those screens late at night. Endless scrolling on social media, checking stressful emails, maybe even late-night studying. It keeps your brain in this state of high alert, constantly seeking new information.
Definitely not relaxing.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So the recommendation is clear. Declare a digital sunset about 30 to 60 minutes before you actually intend to be asleep.
So choose a time, say 10:30 p.m., and put the devices away.
Exactly. Put your phone on its charger, preferably across the room again, and do not touch it again until morning. This is pretty much non-negotiable if you want consistently good restorative sleep. It's about creating a clear boundary.
Okay, that's definitely a challenge for a lot of us, myself included. That phone feels glued to our hands. But better sleep is a huge motivator.
It makes everything else better.
All right, so the digital sun is set, the screens are off. What building blocks do we use to fill that wind down time? Let's start with closing the day.
Right, this is about creating a sense of completion, kind of mentally and physically putting the day to bed. One great habit is the 5-minute tidy.
Similar to the morning tidy.
Yeah, but focused on your workspace or study area. Take 5 minutes, clear off your desk, put away your books, maybe wipe it down quickly.
Why is that so important at night?
Because waking up to a clean, organized space drastically reduces morning stress. You walk into your study area and it feels calm, ready for you, not like yesterday's chaos spilled over. It's a simple gift to your future self.
A gift to my future self.
Okay.
I like that framing. What else?
Another brilliant gift. Pack your bag for tomorrow. Lay out your clothes for the next day. Pack your backpack with the books, notes, whatever you need for your classes. Make sure your laptop or tablet is charged.
Again, making the morning easier.
Exactly. You wake up and a significant chunk of your morning prep is just done. It eliminates a major source of that morning rush and decision fatigue we talked about. Seamless start.
Okay, that's smart. Very practical.
Yeah.
What about the mental clutter? Those racing thoughts about worries or tomorrow's to-do list?
Ah, yes. For that, the sources highly recommend the brain dump.
Brain dump. Sounds cathartic.
It really can be. If your mind is buzzing, worries about an upcoming exam, replaying an awkward conversation, mentally listing everything you need to do tomorrow, get it out of your head and onto paper.
Just write it all down.
Grab a notebook and just free write everything that's swirling around in there. Worries, tasks, ideas, frustrations. Once it's physically written down, your brain can often kind of let it go. It doesn't have to keep juggling it all internally. It frees up mental RAM for sleep.
Like hitting save on all those open mental tabs and closing them.
Perfect analogy. Close those tabs.
Okay, so we've tidied the space, prep for tomorrow, dump the brain clutter. Now we need to actively decompress the mind, right? Switch off that active thinking.
Absolutely essential after a mentally taxing student day. A fantastic way to do this is to read for pleasure.
Like the morning read one page, but maybe longer.
Yeah, and specifically, pick up a real physical book. Remember, no screens during the digital sunset.
Right, physical book. Does it matter what kind?
Fiction is often particularly effective. It takes you completely out of your own head, your own stresses and worries, and immerses you in another world, different characters, different problems. It's a wonderful mental escape.
Allows your brain to shift gears from problem solving to just experiencing a story.
Exactly. Passive engagement, not active effort.
Or, like in the morning, you could also journal at night.
Definitely. But maybe a different focus. Instead of intention setting, use it to process the day. What went well? What was challenging? How do you feel about things? What are you learning?
More reflective.
Yeah, it helps you gain closure on the day's events and emotions so you're not carrying unresolved stuff into your sleep. It's a structured way to release those thoughts and feelings.
Makes sense. What if reading or writing feels like too much effort?
Another great option is simply to listen. Put on a calming playlist, classical, ambient, whatever relaxes you. Or listen to a relaxing podcast, maybe a story-based one or an audiobook.
Passive listening.
Right. Let your mind gently focus on something pleasant without demanding active thought or visual stimulation from a screen. It's like a sound bath for your tired brain.
Okay. Decompressing the mind. What's the final category for the night routine?
The third category is focused specifically on preparing the body for sleep, using physical cues to signal rest time.
Like what kind of cues?
A classic for a reason, a warm shower or bath. It's not just relaxing, there's physiology at play.
Oh.
The drop in your core body temperature after you get out of the warm water is a powerful natural signal for sleep. Your body cools down, and that temperature drop helps trigger drowsiness.
Huh. Interesting. So the cooling down after is key.
Exactly. It helps your body wind down and transition into a state ready for rest.
What about movement? We did gentle stretching in the morning. Does that work at night too?
Yes, gentle stretching is fantastic at night too. Think really light, relaxing stretches, maybe in bed. It helps release any physical tension you've built up during the day sitting hunched over a laptop, carrying a heavy backpack.
Telling your muscles it's okay to relax now.
Precisely. Signaling to your body that the day's work is done, it's time to rest.
Okay. Anything else for the body?
One lovely, simple ritual is to brew herbal tea. Something warm and non-caffeinated, obviously.
Like chamomile or peppermint?
Yeah, exactly. The ritual itself, boiling the water, steeping the tea, sipping something warm is soothing. The warmth, the aroma, It's a multisensory cue to your body and mind that it's time for quiet and rest.
A comforting little ritual.
Yeah.
Okay, so lots of building blocks for the evening, too. Tidy, pack, brain dump, read, journal, listen, shower, stretch, tea.
Again, pick and choose what works for you.
And the sources gave some sample night routines, too, right, to make it concrete.
Yep. There is the 15-minute wind down. Super efficient.
How did that one go?
Okay, 15 minutes. Start by plugging your phone in across the room. Digital sunset begins. That's 1 minute. Then 5 minutes doing that quick tidy of your desk and packing your bag for tomorrow. Get that done.
Okay, 6 minutes down.
Then 4 minutes for your basic hygiene, washing your face, brushing your teeth. And finally, get into bed and do 5 minutes of gentle, relaxing stretching right there in bed.
15 minutes total. Quick, covers the bases, space tidy, body prepped.
Exactly. Efficient and calming.
And then there was a longer option, the 30-minute rest protocol.
Right, for a deeper wind down. This one starts the same. Declare that digital sunset, plug in the phone across the room, boundary set. Then maybe take a warm shower for about 10 minutes. Really let the warmth relax you.
Okay, leaning into the relaxation.
Then sit down with your notebook for about 5 minutes and do that brain dump. Get all the mental clutter out onto the page.
Clearing your mind.
And finally, get into bed with your physical book and read your novel for about 15 minutes, or just until you start to feel genuinely sleepy. Let the book lull you towards sleep.
That sounds lovely, actually. 30 minutes dedicated to just winding down.
Again, these are just examples. The point isn't to copy them exactly, but to see how you can string together a few simple actions that feel good to you and signal rest time. It's about choosing intention over just crashing.
Choosing intention. That seems to be the theme. But what happens when life gets in the way? Because it will.
Oh, absolutely. And this is crucial. Our sources really emphasize this point. You will have nights where you study super late for an exam and your whole routine goes out the window.
Yep.
You will have mornings where you oversleep after that late night or because you were out with friends. That is completely okay. It's normal.
So you don't beat yourself up about it.
Absolutely not. The core message here isn't about rigid adherence or achieving perfection. It's about consistency over time. A routine is a practice, not a performance.
Practice, not performance.
I like that. If you fall off, if life throws you a curveball, and it definitely will, especially when you're a student, you don't dwell on it. You don't spiral into guilt or judgment. You simply acknowledge it and you start again the next day. Or even just the next bookend, the next morning or evening.
So self-compassion is key.
It's just as important as the routine itself. That self-compassion is what allows you to actually stick with it in the long run, through the ups and downs.
That's a really important takeaway. It makes the whole idea feel much more achievable, less intimidating. So bringing it all together, what does this all really mean for you, the student listening?
Well, it means that by intentionally bookending your days, even with just small, consistent routines, you're building this powerful anchor of stability and well-being right into your life.
And it's not just about potentially getting better grades, although reduced stress and better focus probably help with that.
That's often a really nice side effect, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's bigger than that. It's about fundamentally enhancing your entire student experience.
How so?
You're giving yourself back a measure of control over your time, your energy, and maybe most importantly, your peace of mind. Right in the middle of what can feel like the beautiful chaos of university life.
You shift from constantly reacting to proactively shaping your day, at least at the start and finish.
Exactly. You're setting the tone and you're closing it out intentionally.
Okay. So we've covered a lot. The science of why routines work, fighting decision fatigue, reducing anxiety, building momentum. We've talked practical building blocks for morning and night. We've stressed starting ridiculously small and being kind to yourself.
Hopefully it feels less like a chore and more like a tool you can use.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the final thought. Given everything we've unpacked today, what small, ridiculously tiny, maybe just 10-minute bookend, either morning or night, will you choose to start with? What's one small step you can take tonight or tomorrow morning to begin reclaiming your day and your peace of mind?